Prepare yourself for a trip down memory lane because rare throwback photos of Erika Eleniak have just resurfaced. Fans are reacting with intense nostalgia and appreciation. If you remember her from her iconic roles, these photos will take you right back. Watch until the very end because these images capture a special moment in entertainment history. Erika Eleniak became famous through one of the most iconic television shows of its era. The series was watched by millions around the world. It featured beautiful people in dramatic situations. Erika was one of the standout stars who made the show so popular. Her presence on screen was magnetic. What made Erika special was not just her obvious beauty. She had a warmth and relatability that came through on camera. She was not cold or distant. She seemed like someone you could actually know. That accessibility made audiences connect with her beyond just admiring her looks. The show that made her famous became a cultural phenomenon. It defined an era of television. The images from that show became iconic representations of that time period. Erika's photos from those years represent a specific moment in pop culture history. These rare throwback photos that have resurfaced capture Erika at the height of her fame. She looks absolutely stunning in every image. The styles and aesthetics of the time are on full display. Looking at these photos is like opening a time capsule from that era. Fan reactions have been overwhelming and emotional. People are sharing memories of watching her on television. They are commenting on how beautiful she was. They are expressing nostalgia for the time period these photos represent. The response shows how deeply she impacted viewers. What stands out in these vintage photos is how naturally beautiful Erika appeared. The hair and makeup of that era complemented her features perfectly. She embodied the beauty standards of her time flawlessly. She was the ideal that many tried to emulate. The fashion in these throwback photos reflects the trends of that period. Looking at the outfits provides a visual history lesson. What was considered stylish then? What people aspired to look like? Erika served as a template for those aspirations. Some of these rare photos have not been widely circulated before. They offer fresh perspectives on moments fans thought they knew. Finding new images from familiar times creates excitement. It gives people new ways to appreciate someone they already loved. Fans who grew up with Erika feel particularly connected to these photos. They remember exactly where they were when they watched her show. They remember posters on walls and magazine covers. These photos bring all those memories flooding back. The nostalgia these photos generate extends beyond just Erika herself. They represent an entire era of entertainment. A time before streaming and social media. When certain shows and stars could dominate culture in ways that seem impossible now. Erika was part of that cultural moment. Her impact during her peak years was significant. She was one of the most recognizable faces in entertainment. Her image was everywhere. She represented a certain ideal of beauty and glamour. These throwback photos document that status. The resurfacing of rare photos creates opportunities for new generations to discover her. Young people who were not alive during her peak can see what made her special. They can understand why she was such a phenomenon. The photos serve as historical documents. Erika's legacy remains intact through images like these. They preserve moments that might otherwise be forgotten. They remind people of what once was. They connect past and present through visual memories. At this point, these rare throwback photos are treasures for fans who remember and discoveries for those who are just learning about her era. If you loved this trip back in time, please like this video. Subscribe for more nostalgic content. Turn on notifications to never miss updates. Share this with someone who remembers Erika's era. Thanks for watching and see you next time.